there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we'll begin going here in just a moment. There we go. I put some music in, some new music actually. The music from Close Combat Me Bloody First. It's got 4 tracks, 4 minutes of music. Wow, what new music! And the best part is it's uncopyrighted, non-copyrighted. So yeah, enjoying that. Okay. Right then, so let's bring the game up here in just a moment. There we go. So, we had a good turn last turn. We did indeed have a good turn. Quite confident with it and very happy with it. Obviously, things could have gone significantly better. Obviously, we could have had, like, victories, but you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. So, I've been really thinking over the actual theatre here the last few days. Well, sorry, not the last few days, since last night. A little bit of discussion with the Chrysanthemum Order and with individuals as well. So I think what we're going to do here then, at Nanning I was talking to Infinite about this one actually. So what I like about this is the fact that we know all that he has at Nanning here is, well, he's just got a base force and he's got a headquarters. So that's the 2 units that are over here, 4,520 troops with 12 guns. The good news is we have... let's see, 3,874 infantry, 4,411 second line troops, 72 guns, 11 vehicles. But the thing is, it's like we have more than enough assault value. These are actual proper fighting units. It's not combat, not a headquarters and a base force there, really. So what I've got here then is I'm going to have the 21st Independent Mixed Brigade. They're going to launch the attack over here. They have 127 assault value. They're going to launch the attack against Nanning. How you doing there, Vulcan? Good to have you, my dude. Banzai indeed. So they're going to launch the attack. And then this unit over here, the 4th Independent Mixed Brigade, well, Mixed Regiment I should say, is set to reserve. Now, what reserve means is they won't act, but they're set to pursuit. You can have no pursuit and pursuit. Pursuit means basically once the enemy unit does leave the hex, they will follow them. So that's good. It means that we have a unit with the most planning attack and landing. We'll have a unit with less in the way planning actually in pursuit mode. And we'll follow this unit. It's more than likely going to head over this way. So what I'm going to do at this point is, let's see, I'm going to bring up the actual drawing tool here, because we're going to need them in just a few moments. Yeah, you know what, I need to, the One in the West challenges. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know, I'd like to do a One in the West play-by-email game in the future, but it's one of those things, it's like, I keep thinking to myself, well, maybe I might as well just wait for one of these two. I don't know when it's going to be out, but it'll be out at some point in the near millennium, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I need to take a look at doing some sort of play-by-email. That would be pretty cool. Okay. So what we're going to see here then is more than likely the force out of Nanning moving to this hex over here. The other unit will be a pursuit and tracking them. Yeah, from the Pacific Zones down indeed. How you doing there, Paul? Good to have you, my friend. From this point over here then, what I'd like to do then is actually look towards crossing over here. How you doing there, pirates? And look towards actually breaking the rail line, or at least, well, to be honest, we don't particularly have to. The reason why is, in regards to the base over here at Tayun. Now, if Tayun is indeed ungarrisoned, or unoccupied as it seems to be, then, if we land paratroopers here in the future, then we will be able to grab this and actually, yeah, that effectively, well, how it works at the moment is, he has a rail line from Hengyang to Kuilin to Luchao, so he can travel along the rail along this length over here, and he can obviously move up to Tayun. But if, as we do at Changsha, have forces over here at Changsha, if I have forces over here at Tayun, that means he can only move from here to there and then to there, so he only can move along this rail line here, along this. He can't move up to here, and he can't move up to here, as we already know. Obviously, he can't move down to Kukong due to the fact that we do own Kukong. So the good news is, well, it kind of reminds me of the Forever War. You know, I've not actually seen that, but I have heard that name before. I'm going to have to check that out. But indeed, how it works is, if we're able to, then this will actually leave him cut off. So as far as it goes, it's like I could move this unit from here to here. It would take a long time to actually get it there, but it might be worthwhile having a unit there just to try and block the rail line to some sort of degree. But it may not actually be required. But I suppose it's always good to have alternatives in case it is indeed required. So I think as far as we're going to go here, Ben, I'm going to launch the attack over here at Nanning. The other units could be in a reserve mode and able to pursue them, so we should be fine. Now, the 38th Division is finally making good progress. They're no longer being bombed, which is good. They've still got 184 miles to go there, but they are headed down here to Canton. The good news is they are marching on a road, so they make more progress. I had it explained to me that as far as it goes, actually, for the terrain, if there's a road, then you find it easy to move. You're not actually moving at the actual terrain movement speed, which is good to know. Okay. So, the other parts of China, what we're going to do then is just wait. We're going to prepare and wait. So over here at Changsha, all these units are going to be stood down. We will not fire a single shot next turn at Changsha. The reason being we need to recover. Now, we did previously have about 7,000 AV. We're now down to 4,689, so just shy about 5,000 AV. The thing about the attack last turn, and to be honest, it was surprising. I did expect numbers in the range of like 20,000 dead to 25,000 dead. So 16,000 was actually a nice result there. But what we have to do now is we have to wait a couple days to actually rest and recuperate. So you can see here then, these numbers don't particularly matter. Now, we have 352 squads destroyed. He had 21 squads destroyed, 11 destroyed here. So we did have a lot of squads destroyed, which is... I mean, this is it. These numbers aren't insignificant. But the reason why I'm not going to be like, oh no, woe is me, is because of the fact that the numbers are just so large here. We had 215,000 troops attacking. It's understandable that we would lose a few, but to lose only 16,862 is actually a lowball estimate of what I was really thinking. So that's good there. The good news is at least we get a measure of the actual Chinese forces over here. But most importantly, what we do here then is we're kind of drawing a line in the sand. It's like, if he pulls out, he'll lose the city. If he stays, well, he's going to have to fight for the city. So it's going to really... it's going to be interesting. We'll sort of see the psyche at work over here then on THG's part. Will he stay at Changsha? Will he not stay at Changsha? Now, this is like the grace period. This is where it really matters more than anything, because what he's going to have here now is... he's going to know that I'm not going to be able to attack next turn. I mean, I could, but I'd lose even more men. It really wouldn't be a very good idea. So he's going to have at least a day, 2 days, 3 days. He doesn't know how long I'll wait before I attack next, but he's going to have at least a few days where he's going to be like, okay, well, XTRG did attack last turn. He feasibly cannot attack for, let's say, X amount of days. So these are going to be the actual few turns here where we may see him actually look to pull units out of Changsha. If anything, really. The interesting thing, though, is with that. Well, we've seen that he's got a vast majority of his actual fighting power here in China on the front lines, which is good news. Now, I'm not entirely sure if Taegeon is actually ungarrisoned or not, but if it is indeed ungarrisoned, that means that, well, he has no units here. We do see this unit over here, and it looks to be a base force or some sort of headquarters unit, potentially. The reason being, if we take a look over here, we definitely see that this is confirmed as an actual Chinese corps. And you take a look at the numbers here, 2,700, 5,800, obviously this unit's been in fighting, but you notice the amount of guns there, 38 guns, 3 guns over here, so it's more than likely either a headquarters unit or a base force or some sort of engineer unit. But, I mean, I was thinking about this when I was discussing it as well with Infinite. He might be trying to dig in over here, due to having the engineers. It's really, I don't know, we're kind of stumped as to what the actual reasoning for this is. The actual idea that we have at the moment is that it's here to actually dig in and prepare, which is fine. But if you take a look over here, guys, so we can see the 1 unit here, we see 2 units over here, so a total of 6,800 troops over there. No troops over here at Chikiang, as far as we're aware. We see 4 units over here. So it seems like he might only have, like, what, 3 units, maybe 4 units in this area, as far as we're aware. Have we started the paratroopers and plan on... Well, this is it. We're going to wait as far as it goes for the paratroopers. The reason being, we need time for these guys to rest. So they're going to go and rest, they're going to prepare, but they need to be unpacked. I need them ready. That's actually a really good track, I'm not going to lie, I like that. Yeah, so they're going to need the 2 days there to unpack. The reason why, I'm also going to have them start planning as well, so I can have them plan for, well, it's one of these, isn't it? I don't think they'll have a lot of planning, but what I'm going to do then is leave them there for the time being. I can decide which one they have to plan for, but really, we'll keep the reconnaissance running. We'll see if there's any resistance. I mean, the thing is, even if we drop it into the actual base, like let's say even at Tayun, there's resistance at the base. Well, we still accomplish in cutting the rail line, because just as it happened to us in Malaya, it could happen to him over here in China. For example, if I have a unit here, he's not going to be able to have this unit move via strategic transport to Taeyong anymore. So even if we don't own the base, we can still cut the rail line, effectively. So what I'll do then is wait, we'll keep the reconnaissance up. But what I need to do here then is I need to get these forces ready. So these guys are going to be stood back down again, they're going to be on rest. So I'm going to stand them down, well, right, troop transport just, but rest. So all transports here. Okay, there we go. Now, what I could potentially do with these guys over here, if you notice, their normal radius is about 10 hexes. Now, Chikiang is 11 hexes. If I was to be in position at Hankao, we can see that's 7 hexes away, and that's 11 hexes. If I'm at Wuchang, this is 10 hexes, and this is 7 hexes. So what I'm thinking here is potentially, we do have the 51st Infantry Brigade in position over here. What I think I might do then is actually have the MC-21 Sallies move up over here to Wuchang. I'd like to move an engineer unit across the actual river there to make sure they have some sorts of aviation engineers. I think I do have one moving. Though actually no, we decided to keep it over here, didn't we? So what I'm going to do then is grab one from over here then. Just a small one would be sufficient. The Koi will be fine actually. Right, they're going to move over here to Wuchang. And what's the plan to hold the base and supply it? Well, the beauty is, with this being ×3 terrain, so this is wooded rough, this is wooden rough. The beauty is it's ×3 terrain. But, like, how it's feasibly going to work is, and this is the reason why we have to kind of wait to be able to attack at Changsha again, or at least be in a good position at Changsha, is, well, he may just send a corps, 2 corps, or 3 corps to go deal with that unit. But the thing is, that means he's expending supply to attack. He's going to find it a harder, like, obviously, the supply won't be cut off entirely. Like, this road may still be open. This road would definitely still be open, as obviously this would still come down here. So it'd still be able to draw supply, but it wouldn't be able to draw as much supply, or as efficiently. So, how it works is obviously the supply is going to be reduced dramatically. But obviously then if he's marching and he's having to deal with this unit over here, or deal with a unit over here, well then he's having to expend supply to attack. As the attacker you do expend more supply when attacking. So that's good news. So it's one of these things of how we'll do this is more than likely I'll have a transport. I need to get more transports into China to be honest. But I'll have a transport to drop in. Now, the bombers here, the Ki-21 1C Sallies, they do have radius of 10. But these guys can actually move supply as well. So what I think I might do then is potentially have the base, have the transports drop onto the base with troops, and then have the actual bombers potentially take the supply through here to Chikiang or to Yun, if feasible. Ideally, we'd capture some supply there at those bases if there was any. But yeah, it's one of these things in regards to reinforcing it. It's one of these. It's it's like we may have to be prepared to sacrifice them to a degree. The reason being, it presents a fantastic opportunity. At Chikiang, we would have a ability to potentially get out there and reinforce it, but I can move reinforcements in via the air, which is probably the best way we can do things, as it means that we can have light troops being dropped in. The reason why it's not too bad, because if this is all he has in the actual immediate area, I mean, he's only got 13 guns over there, he's got 3 guns over there, he's got a force over here. Now, that's probably the force that is closest and most able to actually deal with our paratroopers, but it's still going to have to march there. I'm going to be able to feasibly get a few squads in there. And the thing is, as long as I control the base, then I can control the airfield, then I can actually control the movement in there. So that's not too bad. But yeah, it's one of these things he's not going to be able to... Well, it's not likely he's going to be able to immediately drive us out. If we could hold on to it maybe a couple days, that's still well worth it. But yeah, we need more transports in China. So I think what I'm going to do then is move the MC-21 these guys resting here at the moment. We do have a few of them in reserve, actually. So what I'm going to do then is I could have you move to Wuchang, and I could have you potentially moved over there to Hankow. If I have them moved to Hankow, then to be honest, it might be worthwhile just move to Hankow instead. True, we don't have the range of a Taeyong, but it's not that good, it's probably going to be dropping over Taeyong. The airfield has been expanded over here, which is quite good, additional space. But I have 1,000 AV over here. We do have elements of the 38th Division, we have these temporary divisions here, we have these infantry brigades here as well. I do have aviation support, we have supplies, so it's not bad. We'd be able to look at the actual aircraft, wouldn't we? So, what I'm thinking here then is, what we'll do now then, so list all land-based aircraft, transports, the L3Y2s over here. Right. So currently they are at track. But what I'm going to do then is have them transferred. Let's see. So I can have them transferred. Right, support. Fukuoka. I think I can reach Takao. Yeah, I could reach Takao actually. So what I'll do then is I'll have them head to Takao. But actually, first and foremost, let's take a look at this. So, range, 16 hexes at normal. Now, if I was to land at Takao... Yeah, Combat Air Patrol can run interdictional supply. But the thing is, it's like, well, what does he have here in terms of fighters? He may feasibly have some, but it's one of these things I might be able to just run. I could run a Combat Air Patrol, I could run an escort over Chikiang. Over Taeyong, it's harder. But it's one of these things, it might be more feasible for Taeyong to actually have supplies. It's not super important base, it doesn't have any industry itself, but the thing is, it's on a rail line, so it might have supply. It's close to Kueyang as well. And the thing is, it would have been amazing had Kueyang been empty, but is indeed not. Okay, so from Takao, I do have normal range over Taeyong. It is quite far out there, the L3s. But it is feasible. The thing is, I don't have anything that could drop over here, but it does give me the actual aviation support to actually look after that unit for the time being. It's more than likely... I'm going to say it's probably... We're going to be looking at a timetable here of at least 2 days to about 3 to 4 days, really. 4 days or more, maybe even 5 days, might be the best for us there. How many troops do you think he has in that base itself? Well... At Lu Chao, he has 62,000 men, so he has 9 units over there. So we'd need a fair forces challenge that. But at Nanning, it's one of these. It's like, it would be great had we been able to secure Lu Chao, but I can't yet. We do have a number of things in operation here. We do have a number of things that are ongoing in China. There's a lot more to talk about here. Definitely a lot more to talk about. Okay, let's see. Yeah, no actual troops there as such. And that needs to be moved out, to be honest. I'm gonna get that moving to the Takao. I've got these transports over here, but the thing is they're short range, which is a shame. Oh, that's a weird, but AT should be out to my dude. Okay. Right. So what we need to do then is figure out where we're actually going to move the L4s. But then again, it doesn't particularly matter that much because we're going to be moving them again anyway. So what I'll do then is I'll move them to Takao. There's a good few of them then aren't ready at the moment, but what I'm going to do then is have them move to Takao. So let's see. Yeah, they could move to Pescadores if required, actually. Maybe we'll move them to Pescadores, but that is 50 hexes. Tacao's 49 hexes. It's a leader. It's only like a microscopic difference there in like strain of the aircraft. But I'll move to Takao because we have significantly more aviation support, and we have a lot more support there. Oh, that's weird, but I don't know about that, my dude. Maybe just try and refresh it or restart your phone, or I don't know. Maybe watch it on the actual website or something. Okay. Though let's actually take a look at this situation, man. Yeah, the thing is I don't have any paratroopers nearby. The paratroopers I do have are down here. Now, I do have these aircraft over here. We do have the Ki-57s. The thing is, it's like, I'd rather get them moving to China so I could make use of them. These guys as well, the Ki-56, they do have good range. So it's one of those of where, well, to be honest, what makes more sense then is, we'll have these guys, yeah, right, let's see. Kuala Lumpur to Saigon is 16 hexes. Right, they can't do that. What I can feasibly do, though, is, let's see, Kota Baru to Saigon's 11 hexes. So we could manage that. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have the Yokosuka 3rd FSLF. These guys are going to move to Kota Baru. So they're going to move up there. That's 276 miles, so about half a distance there or something of that nature. Right. These guys are heading to Kuala Lumpur, which is good news. We do have additional aviation support moving out across here. It's going to take some time for them to get into position, but they are moving. I do require more supply over here, but it will be supplied shortly. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is, I suppose the question comes down to then, where do I want to move those transports? I could have these 3 transports moved over here to Kota Baru, which would be good because then it means I can actually move the paratroopers over to Saigon. And then from Saigon, I could have them rail all the way over here to Lang Son, which would give me the range over to Taeyong. Yeah, which is only 7 hexes away. There's an airfield here, which is good news. I'd have to get an aviation unit over there, but I could do that. So what I'm thinking is then, we do that with the Yokosuka 3rd SLF, and then that means that we have another paratrooper in China capable of doing nasty, nasty stuff. So it's like, it's unknown if he has units at all these bases, so what I'd need to do is establish a base here, then look at running reconnaissance. But it would be nice to have another point to actually drop troops in from. Now, feasibly, that may take about a week to get set up to actually be in position to drop there. But I think it's definitely worth checking out and doing. So what I'm going to do then is grab those guys. It also takes these guys in, it gives them something to do. Because right now they're doing jack all. Right, so I'm going to move them to Kota Baru. There's still elements of the 3rd Air Division here, which is a pain in the arse. I'm going to have to go pick it up. But I'll send a ship to do that. Why send a boy when you can send a man? Right, so I'm going to go over there to Kota Baru. We do have some additional ones over here as well, actually, which is good news. Well, that's excellent. I mean, these guys have a silly short range, but it's not bad, I suppose. They might be more useful in, like, Thailand or something like that, moving supplies or something. But it's one of these, isn't it, really? They can be handy, but they're just not quite handy right now. But then again, I mean, from a position like this over here, I mean, true they can only, like, move a few hexes, but it means that we could, like, move troops a little bit or something of that nature. It's like, we're going to feasibly have Nanning under our control as well in the next few days. So potentially what I could do then is have them move to Lang Son, then have them, and then they could actually do that, move troops from here to Nanning, in a single turn rather than it taking multiple days, so that wouldn't have been bad. And then that put them 4 hexes, which is, I think, just out of our reach, but if we actually own the base, I'd be able to do that, so I might be able to make use of them like that, actually. Which ain't bad. Ain't bad. So what I'll do then is have them move to Saigon. No, it's too far. They're definitely short-legged things, aren't they? Yeah, they didn't want to be staying there anyway, to be honest. What I can do is I can have them move up to here. The reason being that they just use a rail line. So they can't move yet, but what I can do next turn then is I can have them move from that airbase to Saigon, and then they can move up like that. So what I'll do is have them rest. There we go. Right. Claude's over there. Claude's could come in handy due to their range, actually. What I'm going to do then is begin to move out one of these units here. So I do have a Koi over here. I do have a JAF unit over here then. That's got 24 aviation support. But what I'll do then is I'll have that begin to move up over here to Langson. I could have it moved to Hanoi, but I don't need it to Hanoi. I need it over here to Langson. So we'll get you moving to Langson. Now, that's going to take a day, maybe about 2 days, something like that, until they actually reach that location. But it's one of these where we can actually get it underway now. It does give me something in this actual area of Indochina, in Vietnam, really, that I can make use of. I'm pretty sure we'll have Nanning next turn, which is good. Yeah. So that's that approach there. Okay. So I have some... yeah, these guys are already here in position. You can see they're 3-4. Maximum range is basically... I think that's the maximum range that can be transferred, which is 10 better. Which makes sense. Now... To be honest, what we're going to do then is just have you on rest now. When that unit's on its way, I can get moving. But this is it. It's just giving us additional options here. Now then. There's no special paratrooper option here. Actually, then again, I can sort by types. Well, there we go. You're in Malacca. Lu Chao. You're on ships at the moment. Right. You're on ships here as well. So, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? Like, do we want to move more paratroopers into China? Is it really where they can be made use of? It's a hard one to say, but it would have been nice to have had additional paratroopers, but then again, we make use of what we have. It's like, I could have 2 paratrooper regiments made ready down here, or paratrooper units made ready down here in the Dutch East Indies. And it's one of these, isn't it, really? It would be good to have them, but I think what we'll do then is we'll have them move towards China. Range 51, range 49. Canton 52. 62 hexes. It's a hell of a distance, isn't it, for them to go there. So it's one of these things of where do we actually have them made ready to move. We've got some paratroopers here. We've got paratroopers here. We do have a second one moving up, so I think that's going to be enough there. I think I can make do with that. These other paratroopers are just too far away to really be feasibly in the operation. So what I'm going to do here then, I mean, I could have them move to Babaldoir, but at least they're safe. They are going to be running a gambit moving through here, but it is potentially one that is worthwhile. The reason being I can actually use them to actually take all these bases without issues there, really, which is quite handy. So what we'll do then is we'll have them set for Kandari. And I can make use of them then. We can make use of them a lot in that area, because there's a lot of bases that we do need to take that we might find it less than savoury to send ships to. Right, head to Kandari. The good news in this area is we can make use of them. So that is a secondary plan then to move troops here, which is good. Now let's see, what else do we have here? Compact track. So I still have some in Kagoshima. So they can move over to Luchao. And the thing is, I need to rest these aircraft, otherwise they're going to break down pretty quick as well. Well, I've been told to expect the turn at earliest Monday. Obviously, if I was to send it tonight. So it's one of these things like, he'll work on it when he gets it, but it looks like Monday's going to be like the earliest day anyway. Right, that one can't move as of yet. Right, you're stood down. You're stood down. I'm going to shift you then. Right, so I'm going to shift you over here to Hankau. And I could have them shifted over there, but I don't have any aviation support. So I'll have them shifted over here to Hankau. Well, yeah, this is it, really. Now, feasibly, it might be worthwhile actually giving them additional aircraft. It's only 12 max, so I'll give them some additional aircraft. I could give them some reserves as well if needs be, but that's okay. Right, we'll give them that. So now we have two transport squadrons over here. We have a squadron over here. We've got a squadron down here at Canton. That'll be shifted towards this area once we get the engineers underway. We've got the transports moving out from Kagoshima. Right, these guys at Kotobaru. We've got these guys at Luchao. So I've got these units over here at Pescadores that I can make use of. Now these guys. So they're going to be shifted over to Canton. The thing is as well, the more transport aircraft we have in China, the more options we have in China. Said all transport's the same. Right. You're Luchao. You're there. Right, I do have some additional over here at this base over here, Rashin. These are nice long-range ones as well, actually. So to be honest, what I could do is, let's see. They're assigned to the second air restricted unit. But what I could potentially do then is have, let's see, can they move out? Because the rail line's now open, they might be able to do it. Can they move to Hankau? Right, so that's a restricted location. We could potentially have them unlocked. Which it might be worthwhile doing, but then again, it's one of these of, well, I'm spending political points to do something with it. It probably isn't worthwhile spending the political points there. I do need to have additional pilots always to train as well, so. There we go, having a coffee. I think restricted units we can't move. There's no point really, because I'm going to have to pay the political points for that then. Roinua and Drake, okay. So this is it really. The other unit is then a truck, which is going to be able to move towards China. So I could have them move over here. Now we do have some aviation support, so it's one of those that like maybe it's worthwhile. And then obviously they'd have range to move in. So I guess we'll move them to I'll move them to Takao because we have a lot of support there. And let's see, what's the range from Takao? That's 17 hexes to Taeyun. Right, okay, well I'll move them to Pescadores. From Pescadores, I do have that minimum range over both of them, which is good news. So at least I could drop supply if needs be. It's less support there, but it's not too bad. It's also helping us over here at truck, because the thing is at truck I don't have enough aviation support right now. That unit's going to have to be withdrawn in the next few days. Yeah, withdraws in 6 days. I might withdraw it now, actually. But if I take a look over here then at the base of truck, you can see that we do have 24 plus 9, we need 215 at the moment. The thing is, we have a lot of our units actually stood down here, so they're not using that much. Obviously, we're going to have more aviation support over here on the way. But it's going to help us out, man. So what I'll do is I'll take the L3Y2s. And these are good transports, but it's one of these things that I've like, and I've just been using them for like, rather, meaningless tasks over here in the Pacific. Okay. So they moved to the Pescadores. I've got a couple of reserves there, so that's fine. They might be ready by the time we need them. Yes. 100% rest. Yeah, put a lot of fatigue on the aircraft. A hell of a long way to fly. So the thing is, it's like I'm going to just give the reserves. Well, actually, let's see. 2-3 days, okay. Might be better just as reserves, actually. We'll see, they'll be ready soon enough. If needs be, though, I can have them wait there, and then they can link up. So that puts us in a position, then, of where, if required... Well, I know, but it's one of these things. It's like I considered Takao, but then again, it's like at least at Pescadores, I do have that minimum range, the actual normal range. So I'd be able to move something if required. It's not to say that I couldn't have a unit moved here in the actual intervening days, but I know, it was one of these of like, here or there. At least then I do have that minimum range. We'll figure that one out. Right, so that concludes it in terms of the actual transports. Don't believe we have any others knocking about, we do not, that's fine. So what we're going to do over here then, is, I think we'll bomb the airfield this time. And I don't know, it's one of these things of like, I'm in half a bind over actually bomb the airfield at Changsha. If I bomb the airfield, it prevents him from actually building up fortifications, but then that means he's not using that supply. But at least if we are bombing the actual airfield, then we're bombing in his airbase supplies, so... But if we're not bombing troops, we're not bombing troops. I think we'll go with bombing the actual airfield. We'll bomb it a little bit, and then just switch back to ground attack, really. I think that's going to be the way to go there. So we'll have them all switch over to that. Now, the things we flew at 5,000 feet, we didn't see any AA. We may fly even lower in the next few turns. But yeah, we'll go for the airfield attack. I mean, do we fly lower? Maybe. I think that works fine. We'll just go with that for the time being. I do wonder what AA they're using. I mean, how much is a threat of the AAA to our actual aircraft? I suppose it would be worthwhile. We might go with about... That's the anti-aircraft weapons. See, I don't know what the Chinese will be using. But we'll look at the ceilings. Right. So these are like AAAs, aren't they? Okay, so about 3,000 feet then. And then this might be it. They might be using something of this sort of, I think we'll try 3,000 feet. If he uses AA, then at least I'm draining his supply like that too, so that's not too bad. So set our level bombers then, or set their targets then to Changsha. Well, I mean, this is it. We could potentially go with a night bombing, but then again, it's one of these things of, well, I don't know really. I don't think we really gain. I don't know what we'd really gain from it really. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. Well, as far as it goes, it's like if there's damage to the actual airfields, they have to repair it anyway. I just don't know really what the impacts are on in terms of like bombing accuracy, etc. So I think we'll stick to the day. We'll stick to the day due to the fact that we have no actual threat, and at least we are. Well, you can imagine it'd be easy to bomb during the day. Yeah, well, I put the level bombers to about 3,000 feet. Waiting for the bombardment to arrive. Now, what we're going to do here, then, this is something that was recommended to me by Infinite, is that this is what we did over here some time ago at Loyang, if you guys do remember, is one of the ways for us to actually ideally be able to recover faster is actually to divide our divisions. The reason for this... yeah, don't fly low at night, yeah. Yeah, the reason for this is because it's like, this is now 3 separate units, so it's doing 3 separate calculations, I suppose you could say. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, imagine 3 separate rolls for reserves. Well, replacements, I should say. So we'll have them divided. And then ideally we might be able to maximize the amount of, well, the amount of chances that we have to actually get new units arriving, replacements arriving. Yeah, that's right. I think it's on for all units, but I can obviously double check just in case. The beauty is dependent on what it looks like from the air. Like, I don't know what his reconnaissance is going to be like. But if we actually don't attack for the next few days, he's not going to have an actual 100% clear picture of what we actually do have. So if he mouses over the actual city of a number of units, he might see the number of units actually dramatically increasing. So that could be partly like psychological game there. Yeah, so if we take a look over here then. So it's now, I don't know, how many units is it showing? Yeah, 78 more LCU. So this is it, he might be thinking, whoa, okay, where the hell does this influx of units come from? Potentially, but that doesn't particularly matter anyway. And this helps us actually just rest our units. I think, let's see. Replacements are on. Yeah, they're all on there. That's good then. So we'll have a few days then here at the absolute minimum to rest. Some additional forces moving in as well. Well, we'll be moving soon, like the 6th Division. I'm pretty sure it's all on. This is replacements, yes. Replacements, yeah, it's all on. Yeah, looks like it's all on there. But so we've got the 4th Brigade here that's marching. Now, we do have the 8th Armoured Car Company over here. These guys. Now, they were actually here yesterday. So they've moved a full hex and they moved another 12 miles in this hex. So they will arrive south of Changsha, more likely tomorrow. What we have to do then is actually march into Changsha with the 8th Armoured Car Company to actually take control of the actual hex side. So as you guys can see over here, like for example, like over here, so you can see this red line is actually stronger, it's actually a bigger red line. While as over here it's a thinner red line. The way to look at this is basically this hex is its own thing, this is its own thing, and these are like actual walls in between them. So we own both sides of the hex over here, which allows us to move through and supply to move through, which is why it's double red here. Well, as over here at Hengyang, as you can see, he owns that side, we own this side, so it's green here, red there. Which is why, as you look over here at Changsha, this is green. So once we have a unit here, this will be red here, and then it'll be green there. So we're going to march through it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the magnification then. Are you guys ready? Enhance! 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 Okay, yeah, there we go. Right, there you go. So as you guys can see that, whoa. Reminds me of CSI Miami or something. Who are you? Ooh, ooh. Yeah, as you can see here, this is like double red. This is like one red here, the green there. There we go. Unenhance. What is this, CSI? Yeah, I know, right? Oh, dear. Honestly, that's what it made me think of as well, actually. It's just so right up that street there, references. So yeah, that's the plan there. So I think, to be honest, I feel we've got a strong position here in China. we've got a number of different ways here to really make him squeal. The thing is, so let's go over this then. Obviously got the big one over here at Changsha. Now, Changsha works in the way of, well, if we cut off his supply, I'd be happy. Well, this is it, isn't it? It's like Changsha itself could be successful. It would be a bloody one, and it would eventually... It takes some time, but eventually we'd be able to break through. But the thing is, what makes these strategies really good, really, well, potentially dangerous, is the fact that they can all work together. So we've got the one at Changsha here, which is obviously with the units just breaking through. But with these units marching over here, if they take control of the actual road over here, therefore what I can do is actually move a division or 2 divisions, maybe 3 divisions out and the armor, move the armor divisions there, move the armor divisions here, and then what I can do is actually make the crossing over here at Hengyang, and then I can actually secure Hengyang, or at least contest Hengyang. So then he can't use this rail line. On the, well, one of the other strategies is obviously where we move forces over here to this base, and then if we're able to secure this base with the Yokosuka 3rd SLF, then I can move forces there, or I could move forces to Nanning, and then from Nanning I could move somewhere. I forgot how far their range is. But at least it gives us that range there to make use of the bases. I mean, from here I could have more range for the longer ranged aircraft. From Hankow, I've got the range to drop over here at Chikiang. From Luchao, I've got the range to drop over there at Chikiang. So, really what we have here, then, is where at Changsha, we've got his force in Bean, I suppose, that we can oppose. Now, once we have control of the road there, I can detach a small amount of my actual force and have it move down here. He's got the vast majority of troops here, but he has a decent garrison here, but not an overly large one. So, in theory, I could break him over here at Hengyang and cross and break the rails. So this is it, really. Once I can get additional paratroopers here in a few days, that'd be great news. But it's all about just having all the assets available to us. So it's like any one of these plans on their own is good, but it wouldn't ensure success. But if we have multiple plans that work towards the actual common goal of success, well, this operation here, then we have a really good shot at it. But it's like, effectively, if all of this actually comes off and really works out at the same time, it's like this line is cut, this line... Well, actually, what I'll do is clear this. So I'd be able to cut this line here, cut that line, and that line there. But this line's still open unless I can actually get a unit, or unless it's actually under my control due to the hex side control. But I'd look towards moving a unit over here to secure it. Now, this line's still open. But the thing is, I could feasibly march a unit over there to here, or something of that nature, depending on the situation. Depends on a lot of the situation there. But this is it, really. Keep in mind you will get the bases you do not need. Well, this is it, really. And any SLF will do. Yeah, this is it. I mean, what I'm trying to do here at the moment is get the Yokosuka 3rd SLF from, where is this? Malacca. Like, these guys, the Yokosuka 3rd SLF, they're moving to Kotobaru. From Kotobaru, they're going to be flown over to Saigon. From Saigon, they're either going to be railed out to this base over here, which I'm probably going to do rails, considering the distance. Then I can actually have the shorter range transports made available. Made handy. Yeah, 4 hexes. So if we actually own the bases with the extended range, I could probably get troops in there too. Get supply in there too, which is good news. So that's China, actually. That is China. The good news is the rail line is now open again over here, which is excellent. So that's good. Right. I'm going to have these units move to Wuchang. Well, one of the units move to Wuchang VAA. Not particularly needed. It's one of these things I don't really need VAA here in China. Not yet, anyway. But I suppose it's worthwhile to just to have some. So I'll move it to Hankow. Right, so I do have the actual engineer regiment. These are IJ engineers. So they do need to move over here to Wuchang. There we go. This unit is going to march to Xinjiang. Though saying that, let's take a look at this. What I'm going to do is actually chase that unit. So I'll have them move there. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. It's just that little bit of, like, colour there. It kind of... Sometimes it looks like it's moving, sometimes it doesn't. It's just that little bit of colour there. It just makes all the difference there. Makes all the difference. Yeah, so I'm going to move that mixed brigade over there. It's not too far of a march. Like, we're marching from here to there. So it shouldn't take too long. It's clear terrain. It's a very weakened unit, so I can take care of that. That, and at least we do have a unit here just on the outskirts of Nanyang. So I can see, actually, if he does have a force there, really, if he's moving. There is a force over here that we did see, but we've lost sight of. It was a single unit. There's still 13 units over here. But it's feasible that he would be looking towards actually cutting the rail lines. So I think what I'm going to do here, then, to sort of... well, the thing is, I don't think it's a bad idea. Because this is it, it's like, unless there's got a unit moving there, we're going to have a few days for it to, for the situation to change. I just don't think it's going to have that much in the way of supply over there at Nanyang. I don't think it's going to be moving. So it's one of these, we've got a few days, we're going to have to march anyway. They could just march back down there, but I think we should be able to deal with that one. I'm not going to chase them into Nanyang, obviously, but I think that's fine. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's okay. I think we'll be alright, man. But what I'm going to do then is take one of these RGC units. Not a very strong one. We'll just take this one over here then. What I'm going to do then is actually move them there. I may have another one deployed here. The reason being is just to cover the actual rail line. So I think I'll do that. What I'm going to do then is effectively use them like a tripwire. There is a unit here somewhere. Now if it's moving down here, then we'll know about it soon enough. But we'll get a unit there, I think. And then if we had one here, then at least that covers the rail line here. It's not entirely required, but what I'd like to do is use them almost like a tripwire, really. But, and we saw the situation obviously it creates when he actually cuts the rail line, so I don't want to allow him to cut it all the time, or at least as easily. Okay. So we're going to attack over here then. Yeah, they're going to be on deliberate attack. These guys are still waiting for the bombardment to arrive, and then we can begin the attacks once we've leveled it sufficiently. There we go, unpack. Right. We'll have the engineers arrive here tomorrow. Yeah, they've not got far to go, then they can load. So we do have the additional troops over here at Shanghai. Right, they're moving out. What I'm going to do then is like pass these forces out really turn by turn. I do have the artillery over here. Thank you very much, my monkey. Appreciate it, my dude. Right. What do I have here then? Okay, we've got the supplies over here. So what I'm going to do then, we do have this force over here as well. It might be a good idea then to actually have all the, to move significantly more supply up the actual river here. That might be a very good idea. What I'm going to do here is just meet myself a quick moment. Just going to go put my lamps on and just finish my coffee. So just 2 moments here, guys. I'll let you guys ask some questions, so be right back. 2 seconds. Okay, and I'm back. How how does your defenses and marshals? Oh, how are your defenses and the marshals? We'll take a look at that. Oh, right, in the marshals, yes. And as far as it goes, I don't attack. I don't expect an attack of the marshals anytime soon, really, in terms of like actual troops landing. I mean, maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I think it's more likely that he won't. We're unloading these forces here. I'm going to have them dock, actually. Should have had them dock last time, but I forgot about them. Chichijima. No. I did actually want to have them moved out. Where did I want them moving again? I think it was due to the actual troop capacity, wasn't it? Okay. Where would be a feasible location for the base force, actually? It could be potentially worthwhile to have one at Tarawa, but then again, the thing is, I can't fly torpedoes from Tarawa anyway, can I? Baker Island's not a bad idea, like... No, that's not... to be honest, it would make me happy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we do want one out that way, actually. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's one of these things. It's like, as far as it goes, it's like... we'd want it ideally where we do have a actual HQ. I mean, it's like I could potentially... I mean, New Caledonia, potentially. But the thing is, I've only got a actual flotilla headquarters out here. Not an actual, like, division or fleet headquarters. Air fleet headquarters. So it's not like if I have them there, I'm going to be able to fly torpedoes. It'd be just like having the aviation support, so I don't really gain too much from a base force. But I mean, let's see. So Baker Island's not a bad idea, actually. It's not too far away, really, which is nice. Canton Island's a little bit buggered. Baker is 23 hexes. Palmyra is... Yes, there's a difference of 1 hex between Canton and Palmyra. They still have the range with the extended. And it is actually... To be honest, yeah, that's fine. It's closer to our own lines, which is decent, yeah. So we're going to have them head to Baker Island, actually. That works for me. The thing is, do I have it travel alone when it's going to be able to make the most of its speed? What's the actual cruise speed? Yeah, cruise speed's 10, isn't it? I just love the fact that it has torpedoes. I tell you, there's not many ships out there that have, like, torpedoes like this. That's honestly crazy. Just look at the range of those torpedoes, man. My god. But then again, this is it, isn't it? Like, when you're hunting down another cargo ship, it's not going to be able to do a goddamn thing, but I like that. That genuinely does amuse me, actually, that they put goddamn torpedoes in it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, I suppose the thing is, it's like, what does an additional day or two make? Baker's not my preference, I just, yeah. Well, it's one of these, it's like, I could put them out there, but I'd like to have it out this way, so I can actually fly patrols out here. It would be nice. And the airfield's only size 1, over here at Canton. It's 2. Then again, I only need a size 1 airfield. Oh, I would put it on Johnson. I think we'll go for Baker Island, then. It would be nice to have Tarawa, Baker, Funafuti, Luganville. At least I'd have a few airfields in the area I could transfer to with actual support. So we'll have it head down to Baker then. Do I ditch the patrol boat? I think we'll keep the patrol boat. At the end of the day, it's worthwhile having that actual... Well, it's one of these, isn't it? I think we'll ditch the patrol boat. I don't think it's going to do me any good, really. Watch you now get bloody blown up the next turn. They're just able to move faster. I think that speed is their defense here, really. Then it does make this... Yeah, I just think we'll go with the speed there. We do have actual float planes in this area here. We haven't seen a submarine, so I think it might be feasible, but we're okay. Right, I'm going to have you move over to Noumea to pick up some fuel. Well, this is it. It's like from Baker Island, we'd have the option to set them to extended range. But the normal radius is still sufficient for the most part. Right, so they're moving down there. So moving them down there to Tarawa. But I can pick up some additional troops. So, to be honest, I need to sort the situation out over here at Tarawa. There's a lot of troops that need to be elsewhere. Like, these actual SLF units need to be moved out. These Naval Guard units need to be moved out. So we'll see what the situation is when they arrive there and get them moving out. I do have a Kashai over here as well. She's already at Tarawa. So let's see. Right, let's actually look at where these units belong. You belong at Funafuti. I might have you do that run just to get that entire unit over there. But we'll see here. Unit organization. So, some elements at Noumea actually. Vast majority of them at Noumea. That's only given me 4 aviation support there. How you doing there, Felix? Good to have you, my dude. I do hope you're doing well. Right. I think what we're going to do here then is have that koi taken down. So I can have them carry the rest of the koi over there, then they can pick up the rest of the koi and move it out to either Baker or Canton. Or have it over there. Cannot dock due to size. Is anything docked already? Right, what's your actual total endurance like? You're not bad on fuel at all, actually. Okay. Right, well, what we'll do then is... Got the submarine tender over there. We'll have you head over there to Luganville. I'd like to get some fuel down there as well, so I'm going to have to look towards setting out a tanker out there in the near future. Right, so we'll get that moving there. So do you have room to dock now? Still no? That's a shame. Okay. Give you a reserve. I'll give you 2 reserves, actually. Okay. So these guys are actually running... well, they're in training still. Eight and 34, okay. Well, what I'm going to do then is actually have just rest for the time being to just bring that fatigue down. Then what I'll do is I'll run them 50-50 on naval search. Alright, so they're running 30% search of the squadron. So let's see here, that's 10 hexes. Now I think what we're going to do then, a suggested idea last episode was to have them run at the range of the K-43s, which makes sense. So what I'll do then is reduce their range down to 12, which is fair enough because at the end of the day, their naval attack, they do have the range, but they're not really. I suppose the thing is, it's like if we do go for an attack, if there's actually something detected, at least we're actually within range to have a escort, which makes it more likely we survive the attack. So we'll do that then. They're still searching a 12 hex radius, so it's still sufficient. But at least we actually have a proper combat force when set up. Alright, what's the range of these subs over here? Yeah, I need fuel here. I still dream of the day we could make use of the base at Survive. There's a part of me that considers maybe making a dash for it, but then again, it's one of these things where they're more than likely going to be destroyed. It'd be far easier to just have them flown into the actual base over here than to actually have them move via ship, because you would just have something in the area just react to take them out. So what I'm going to do here then, let's take a look. Okay. Load. Decoy. Well, actually, let's see. They can stay here. Oh, can they actually not move the troops themselves? I'm not saying that. Yeah, let's move the equipment out of there. Fuck. Oh well. It's still worthwhile doing. We'll get them ready to move out. Then they can move it to to Baker Island. Okay, then dock, that's fine. They're moving down that way quickly as possible. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and if only we could take Pearl Harbor, man. If only. I'd like to get more subs down here in this area. I think I need to take into consideration as well that he's probably not going to just come in this way. He probably might come in this southern way as well. So I'd like a few more subs out this way. Okay. I think what I'm going to do then is take you, because it's like, let's say, I mean, this is something you could very easily do. I mean, Wellington is something that we've not really been taking seriously. Okay, let's say he was to head from Pago. Yeah, I mean, this is it. He'd be coming down this way. So I think what we'd like to do then is, I'm going to patrol this area off here, actually. At least then we are covering, like, both sea lanes to a degree. But yeah, I'll cover that area there with the other submarine. We're going to have additional submarines with the float planes as well. So, to be honest, what I'm going to try to do is actually set up a cordon around New Zealand's North Island. The reason being, it is most likely from that direction. Well, it's that island that is going to move in this stuff too, so I'd like to try and see if I'm missing out on anything there, really. I feel like I might have been. So I think it's worthwhile checking that. I mean, I don't know if you guys will agree on that. I know it might seem a little bit like, I don't know, is it cautious? Is it like, is it paranoid? I don't know. One of these, isn't it? I don't know what you guys reckon. I was thinking we haven't seen anything in there in a while. Yeah, there's the atomic bomb. The atomic bomb is in the game, yes. Oh man, Turkish coffee sounds amazing. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about how you make Turkish coffee. Can one make it at home without being Turkish? So I would like to know that. Okay, so I think we'll go with that. It might be me being paranoid, but we do have more submarines on the way. I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything here. The thing is that if he does nuke us 3 times, it actually helps us. So it's one of these things of like, we're going to force them to have to nuke us in the future. Nuke Washington. You're just going to stir into its foamy and boils. Alright, okay. So I'd imagine you have like, right. That's good to know about. I'm going to try and intercept this, let's see. Where's it heading? So it's heading southwest. If I try and intercept it there, maybe. Actually, no, I don't think it matters if I go that way. I think what I'll do is actually take note of the direction it's come out here. And we reveal the other part of the MKB. Well... that's the thing, right, you're running low on endurance, actually. Okay, you have not got long, but what I'm going to do then is actually have you just attempt to intercept here as well. And then you can head back. In regards to KB, we still have big KB over here, actually. Sure, feel free to ask. Right, Maizuru's moving out over here. Yokosuka's moving out there. These minor bases aren't ours as of yet, but they'll eventually flip to our control. I don't think he's running... well, he's running aircraft in this area, but I don't think he's running from those Solomon Island bases. It would make more sense if you're running from Moresby or one of the other bases there, really. Like, he could do it. Theoretically, he could do it with the actual float planes. It's just one of those things, if he's got no aviation support, his aircraft are going to break down pretty quick. And if they break down, then, yeah, they're kind of stuck there. Well, I mean, this is it. As far as it goes, let's take a look, then. And these can be built up, yes, they can. I need more air HQs, really. I do have another air HQ moving out to this, well, being able to move out in the future. It's going to be on its way down here to Shanghai. Now, I got off topic over here on Shanghai, didn't I? Just on the general area. It's kind of how things go, really. Right, flip between back and forth. Okay. So if I take a look here, how much could you move? You could move 50,000 tons of supply there. Right, what are these? These are the Aidens. I need to move those artillery. Right. That's fairly weighty. Okay. Southern Army. Southern Army. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, we can do that. Right, now with you, I'm not going to need the patrol boats. Oops. But what I'm going to do here then is have you dock, load supplies. Now, Wuchang is a size 3 port, Hankow is a size 4 port. But I'm going to have these supplies moved up to Wuchang. So that's going to be 50,000 tons of supply. Okay, manual works fine. But we're going to move a good number of supply of the actual river there. Yeah, we've been using the Yangtze, actually. I can, these cities over here do have ports, like Wuchang has a port, Hankow has a port, Anqing has a port, Qiqiang has a port. Yeah, Nanking has a port. Like, these all have ports, so you can use the actual river. So we are able to move up the actual river here. You can't move up these rivers, but you can move up the Yangtze. Well, it's a certain tonnage. There's a tonnage limit. Like, I think this is technically... I can't remember if it's actually counted as a river or whether it's ocean, actually. I can't remember now. Yeah, that's actually river. Let's see. Is it river? Yeah, purple is a river hexide. Well, I mean, they did bust the actual damned invade. But that was like some years ago at this point here. It's 1942 now, isn't it? So it's been some time, actually. I think we've had, I suppose at this point here, then the puppet, the reorganized Republic of China. Is it, I think, what's it called? The reorganized Republic of China? Under Jiang Jiang Wing-wei? Jing Wing-wei? Wang-wei? I forget his actual name, but the actual defective from the Chungking government. Turkish coffee, man, you're making me jealous. But yeah, it was based on the area. Wang Jingwei, yeah, I knew it was something like that. Okay, you're loading supply. Alright, I do have you actually. Okay, so there's a few days until you're ready. Well, this is it, isn't it, really? It is very good like that. It gives us something to make use of. Yeah, river, yeah, would be cool, actually. Okay, so the system damage has been repaired here. So it looks like 2 days until that's ready, and then we can start working on the major damage. Should be ready soon enough, really. Right, you're moving in there to pick up the actual engineers. You're carrying those engineers, then that's good. Right, so moving the additional artillery, moving the division. Yeah, there's the 21st Division. Carrying a good few thousand tons of supply there, which we're going to need. Now, what we're going to do here, then, is actually... Alright, so set all to follow. Yeah, time to move subs into the river, yeah. But what I'm going to do then is set these guys. So what I need then is everything set to combat. Okay. How come you have to unpack? How strange. Oh, but yeah, I thought so. That was very weird. Right, but what we're going to do then is... I was originally going to have just the divisions actually marching, but to be honest, it does make more sense if we actually have all the combat units moving. Besides... Well, this is it, combat units. Armor's going to... Well, no armor there. Artillery stays put for the time being. The reason being we can move it in after we are in the actual hex. So I can move them in without it being a shock attack. I don't think the US had midget submarines. The British had midget submarines, as far as I'm aware. I don't know about in the Pacific. I'm pretty damn sure they had midget submarines. Basically everything that's not an engineer regiment. Okay, there we go. Right, so we begin the march to Singapore today. Well, technically tomorrow. But we will begin to march to Singapore then. So we're going to take some horrendous casualties as we will have to shock attack across the causeway. But to be honest, well, there's no two ways about it. The sooner we begin the actual proper true siege of Singapore, the better, really. Now let's take a look at that then. So it does produce a few resources over here at Singapore. So once we do have troops at Singapore, he's not going to be able to produce any more resources. But the thing is, obviously, he's got the yes, he's got light industry, heavy industry. As long as he's got resources, they will produce. If he has fuel, the heavy industry will produce as well. Yeah, he's still got Singapore. You got to bear in mind this is only the 4th of February. I mean, I've been very slow, really, in regards to like the in regards to Singapore, etc. But it's kind of around the historical date, so I kind of got some time, I guess. Oh dear. With our research, how much closer are we to getting an aircraft? Well, we'll have the A6M3. No, we'll have the. I think the A6M3 will be about mid-year. Yeah, A6M3 will be mid-year. The thing is, we're not going to be producing the A6M3. We're going to just start researching the A6M5. With R&D, you can bring an aircraft forward like a month, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. You can't bring them back. Well, bring them forward like majorly, but it's one of these things. It's like the further away it is, it's like. There's like a golden zone, really. A Goldilocks zone of like when you really want to start research, I suppose. But I don't know. It's one of these things. Like R&D is something I'm still learning about myself, really. But we'll have our first new aircraft unlocked soon enough. Yeah. Well, that's it. I suppose it depends on how much you want to really spend on it, really. Okay. Why is there DD here? Okay, let's see. So we have this force underway. I might as well have that DD go join it, then. So they're underway. That's kind of 124th Infantry. Right. They've linked up over here then, so we do have a larger force. Yeah, okay, so we should be able to land at Singkawang with a good few thousand men, really. Which is quite good, at least I can work quite quickly to take over this area of Sarawak. Well, this area of Borneo, I should say. Right. Be that task force. Merge. Curry. ASW. I can beat them over there as well. Merge. There we go. Right, so what about... let's see... Making decent progress. Yeah, these guys are kind of suppliers, which is nice. So moving 3 hexes, so we'll be here tomorrow. So, 1, 2, 3, be about, I don't know, somewhere in that region tomorrow. So it might be 2 days before I actually do arrive at Sinkwang. Should be able to overwhelm them fairly quickly, take control of the base there. We did see torpedo runs over here, then against these guys. Okay. What I'm going to start to do here then is let's see if he was to, I mean the thing is, I've got to assume if he was to move directly westward, he'd be probably headed towards the Cocos Island. So what we'll do then is we'll start putting some subs in between there. So let's see here. Yeah, so I'm going to patrol this sort of area. So we'll have 3 subs move over that way. Just ideally a little bit more coverage there. The good news is the fact that we can see really the aircraft that he has in the area. So he has a good number of aircraft over here to Surabaya, which is interesting. We did have the APDs actually drop depth charges last turn actually. They're going to head back over here to Kandari. Right. They still don't have the ability to run drop tanks as of yet. Looks like the rest of them moved in actually. No escort here yet. Still waiting on that torpedo boat, really, aren't I? Well, that patrol boat's there. Okay, tankers are moving in. They're going to arrive here tomorrow. Will arrive here tomorrow. To be honest, what I'm going to do here is have these divisions split up as well, try and take on additional replacements if we can. I could potentially have these D3A1s used against the actual ships out here as well, actually, that'd be quite nice. Could use them against the guys over here at Basuanga, however the hell you pronounce it. Alright, they're heading there. Good news is they made it out. These guys are now ready to move. They're loading supplies. I don't know if these bases are actually garrisoned. I don't think they're garrisoned. Let's see. So what it might... yeah, I don't think they're garrisoned. So what I might do with this is... let's take a look. Yes, there's infantry aboard both ships there. There's submarines here in the area though, that's the only thing. We do have 2 patrol boats, so what I could do is actually set this into 2 different forces. So I think what we might do here then is look to take these other bases over here. overtake these bases down here, but then again, they're going to go all the way around. It would be worthwhile to take all the bases in the area, really. That base falls our control next turn. Maybe we go for these two over here, really. No airfield there. Yeah, we'll go for these two over here then, actually. I'll check that port level in a second, actually. Just get them moving. Yeah, Coco's Island, let's see. It is a size 1 port, so in theory he could have something there. He might be using it as like some sort of stop-off point or potentially like some sort of search base. It would be nice to get some submarines out that way just to take a look at really what is going on. It is plausible. We did see some ships moving out, and what's interesting is we didn't see them intercepted by the actual submarines. They could actually just be moving to Coco's Island, so I think it's worthwhile to get some submarines out that way. At least then we can actually see what's going on then, actually. Okay. Yeah, potentially. Well, the thing is, it's like... in the future, maybe, but not right now. Now, been doing some thinking over this one here. And to be honest, I think the way we take this is... Well, why not right now? Well, we don't have that much on the way sorted, my dude. The MKB does need to go back and rearm and refuel. Now, we could kind of head up that way, but the thing is we're going to be going up against like, actual warships, really. Well, I mean, recon, but it's not essential. It's one of these things in the future we will go for it, but it's one of these things it's like... For me to get reconnaissance over the island, I've got to get something near the island, which means something is potentially threatened by the island. I don't think I have any subs in that area with float craft at the moment, unfortunately. But in regards to MKB... Now, the thing is with these guys over here, so we do have that one ship there, we have the ships over here in the Port of Carnarvon. The thing is, like, with how port attack works, it is, like, if there's less than 10 ships actually in the port, it's significantly less likely you're going to actually hit the ships. So I think rather than faff about and try and hit something that we might not be able to hit, what I'm going to do is accept the fact that what's in the Port of Carnarvon is probably going to be safe. This ship could make it to Carnarvon before we could even get an airstrike out there, so I don't think it's worth faffing about. But what I'm thinking here then is we potentially have the... So we're going to call this MKB-1, and this is MKB-2. But what I'm thinking here then is potentially we have MKB-1 move this way, and MKB-2 potentially move this way. The reason being, if there's anything in the area, let's say... We'll use a green. We'll use green to represent allies. Let's say, for example, because this is it, we hit these guys out this way, didn't we? So we assume that they're in this area. They came down this way. Though this guy was heading the opposite direction, so maybe he came up this way. But we're going to assume that that is actually like the normal shipping lane. So let's say, as of today, he knows that we've got one element of the Kitabatai, which is over here. He doesn't know if that's a full element of the Kitabatai or not, but he knows it's an element of the Kitabatai. He does not know about this element of the Kitabatai. So what I'm thinking is then, what he might have been doing then is like, if he had additional convoys moving down here, he might move them this way, which would make sense because he could move that way and then head down to Perth. So I think what we do here then is we move this way and then we might, I don't know, maybe we catch something here. If we don't catch anything there, then at least we are in a position where we drop protection and then we'll head back. Resupply Minika Batai, move some substance to the air scan, maybe. I mean, we'll be looking to resupply the Minika Batai in the next few days, really. We really are pushing it down here. Will we head north after going west? Well, the thing is as well, let's take a look. I think it's in the actual operations report. Let's just hide this for the time being. Let's see. We'll have the casino at Kopang soon enough, so we should be able to rearm the actual torpedoes. I did see something earlier. Infinite made me aware of this one, actually. Yeah, there we go. Task Force 98 shadowed by a Hudson 1 at 48131 near Carnarvon. So 48131, which is here. So it looks like the Hudson. So it's actually got an idea of a Hudson aircraft, Allied aircraft. A 29 Hudson? Hudson 1, so I'm looking for a different Hudson here. Right, Hudson 1. Yep, so this is the Australian Hudson. So you can see this guy has a maximum range of 10 hexes. So it's actually plausible, and note the fact that he does have a bomb load here. So it's actually plausible that his aircraft... So it can't have come from Carnarvon. It cannot have come from Port Hedland. So it's actually feasible that it's come from Geraldton over here. So what we've got to bear in mind then is, let's see here, the enemy's aircraft range event. Let's go for a nice orange. So let's assume that, yeah, this is it. So it's been detected. This is the absolute maximum extent of their range here. So what we need to bear in mind is that within this 10 hexes, he does have an aircraft that can fly out, assuming that's 10 hexes. So what we need to do here then is avoid this and move around it. So then we're dropping detection, we're dropping obviously the potential of him attacking us over here. MKBs like sorties are pretty low. Well, then again, the host show has a decent amount. I'm gonna keep the actual same settings. I'm not gonna alter the settings really as we're gonna be moving out into the ocean. The reason why I'm not going to do that is because the actual search, when the actual aircraft are searching, they do get a free strike effectively, which doesn't use sorties. So we're still able to hit ships without having to use our own sorties, so it's worthwhile. A strike at Perth, I think, would be too much. The reason being, we don't know what land units he might have at Perth. He might have AA. He's more than likely going to be he's definitely going to be moving aircraft down this way. If he assumes that we're going to move it down to Perth, he's going to have aircraft. He's already got aircraft at Geraldton. So he's going to be assuming that we're probably going to move it down to Geraldton this turn. So he's going to look to increase the amount of aircraft, but it's just not worth it. We're going to move around. We're going to move one day in this direction. And then I think what we're going to do after this day is more than likely these guys will head back. And then they'll look to link up around that sort of area or something like that. We'll look to link back up and head back to Kopang. So yeah, that's generally the plan here. So what we're going to do here then is, whoops, get my arrows everywhere. So let's see, 10 hexes. Right, so we know that's 10 hexes. What I'm doing here is just trying to work out like where we need to be to avoid that aircraft. Okay. Right, so we need to avoid this area here. Irritain. Well, we kind of know what we're doing. We need to head north. Then again, it might be worthwhile just moving straight west. I think we just move straight west, actually. So one of these of, like, just get moving. Right, get them moving there. So we're going to retain the actual settings that we do have here. Fatigue's getting up there, but won't last long enough. We're not going to be running that much longer, really. So we'll have the ability to rest on the way back home. Right, so that's worthwhile. Now, I think what we need to do then, work out here then. So, I think southwest might be the best option then. So we'll say about that. How you doing there, Doom, today? Good to have you, my dude. It is very good to have you. How you doing? Right. So I think we are going to have them head southwest. Then again, these guys are going to arrive here, aren't they? But it's one of these, it's, I could move a little bit further out that way. We might, I think we head directly southwest. Though, to be honest, it might be worthwhile to link back up there. You know what? It might be worthwhile doing that. I'm doing pretty good, actually, you know. Doing pretty good. Yesterday, I was doing my own job for a little while. So I was helping out. Went to a few properties and managed to change some glass and that. So we went to this place. I can't remember what it's called now. But it's older world, you know. There's a lot of farmhouses, a lot of like wealthy people, etc. And so anyway, we went into this this rather large property, and anyway, we had to like change the glass of these old wooden windows. So anyway, looking around at that, and while we were working, etc. And I see this just a stack of books, just an absolute stack of books. Let me see, I've got a picture of here. And anyway, it turns out to be the 1950s Encyclopedia Britannica. Which isn't worth anything, really. It's one of these things that's like, they're not worth, though. You could put it on eBay, you might get 100 quid at absolute max. But, like, I was, like, speaking to the actual bloke who owned them. And I said, like, how much would it be to maybe buy one? And he says, well, yeah, so this is it. So I saw him here in this is the picture I took. So they're just here in this barn. I'm like, you know what, they look pretty damn good. They're in decent condition. So I thought, you know what, why not? So anyway, I ended up getting them for about £20. So I got £20. For them all. So I had in the back of this work van just like the Encyclopedia Britannica. So they're currently in the back of my car boot at the moment. They're actually not bad, but in decent condition, in nice condition actually. They'll make nice display, but the thing is, the information there, a lot of it's still like relevant anyway. Obviously it's not up to date, but a lot of it still is fairly relevant. But yeah, they're nice. So that's my little bit of claim to fame. That's my little bit of personal stuff there. This is how you know I've got no fucking friends. In the back of my boots are fucking Encyclopedia Britannica. Oh, isn't it magical? Isn't it fucking magical? Anyway. Yeah, there you go. Fucking MacGyver here, aren't I? Are you making a grilled cheese? Have fun there, pirate. Yeah, so I think that works out there. You have friends, yeah. Not good ones. And actually, we still have the ability to move here, actually. Yeah, pretty much. You are my fucking only friends, guys. Enjoy that. There you go. You enjoy the stories. Do we go for that movement there? It doesn't seem like we're moving very far with NKB2, but then again, it's a worthwhile movement. He doesn't know about the second NKB, and it's one of these things like I could have them spread further out this way, which maybe we do. But then again, at least if we do spot anything, at least I'm actually combining. I think that's the movement I'd like, actually. We're moving southwest, we're moving west. I like that. I just think it's a safe movement, really. I mean, what do you guys reckon? I'll give you some time just to go over it. I suppose it fixes one of our issues of obviously trying to link up then. Okay. Can give specific advice. Oh, can't give... Right, well, yeah, that's fair enough. Obviously, you can't do that, which is fine. No, I think this is it. I think if there's anything else in the area, maybe we pick it up. I think what's in Carnarvon's in Carnarvon. The ideal thing is maybe you might move it out, but if it's in Carnarvon, it's kind of like safe, which is a shame. We've got some targets. I mean, if there's anything else here, then we might pick it up as well. We do have fair reach in aircraft out here, which is not bad. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. I just feel happy about that one, just because obviously it fixes our issues there. If there's anything else in the area, because we're seeing some destroyers in the area, at least they're moving in to mutually support each other. It's one of these, it's like you could move maybe one more hex, but I think it's one of these of, well, this works. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that, really. Yeah. So you're moving straight there. I mean, that's still a few hexes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're moving 7, so yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they might not be able to make it there, actually, but oh well. It looks like they can, but it might be just out of their radius. Ah, but they'll be close enough. At least it makes it easy for them to link up their turn after then. But it looks like they might link up in the same location there. Maybe one of. Though. I think that's your maximum extent anyway. Yeah, I think that is... I don't think they can actually move there, can they? But they'll move as far as they can anyway, that's fine. We're looking pretty good there. We're looking pretty good, actually, Dooms. Doomsy boy. Yeah, we're not looking too bad. We're moving our subs out, which is good news. We haven't picked up anything off the Australian coast for a little while, actually. I imagine he's got stuff down here. But, I mean, I feel better about this southern area due to the fact we're moving this, moving our actual ships out here. There's only a single submarine here, which is not likely to be hit. It looks like we will take Noumea potentially tomorrow. The amazing thing over here at Noumea is we actually did completely destroy a unit last turn. So let's see. Nanning and Bonkopang. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I did see a comment from, I think it was Goose. Let's see if I can find the comment. So I said the actual stream has one of the units been destroyed there, so it looked like one of the units had disappeared. Turns out I was right there. Let's see, where is it? Right. Where's the comment now? God, no. YouTube's a pain in the arse sometimes. Like sometimes it like actually shows you stuff, and then other times it just does not. Ah, yeah, it was GM for the people. So thank you very much for that, dude. Yeah, he says the 39th Australian Battalion was destroyed last turn. So isn't that remarkable, guys? We destroyed the 39th Battalion. How you doing there, Jack Sparrow? Welcome, my dude. Congo is in Hong Kong at the moment. She's undergoing repairs. But that's good news, then. I reckon maybe 1 or 2 more days. I don't think it's long now before the Noumea Garrison pops. I mean, the fact is the 59th Australian Battalion is probably one of the largest units there. I mean, there's a 4th Australian Brigade there, which is also the big one. But the thing is, these other units are going to now begin to pop sooner and faster as well. Which is really good there. So not be long. Not be long. Great to finally catch a stream, and that's good news. I can live a while longer. Let's detonate the charges then in the gun barrel. Well, in the actual ammunition store. Now, welcome, dude. Good to have you on stream. Any idea what type of cavalry force? Oh, carrier force. I was thinking they're cavalry force. Like, was it got like, God, what do you call the, oh, bloody hell, what are they called now from Greek mythology? The bloody, hippocanthus, is it? Hippocanthus? Hippocanthus? Fuck, I can't remember. You know, like the seahorses. I can't remember what they're called in Greek mythology, but he might have some of those. But yeah, so we'll attack here tomorrow. But the excellent thing is, it's like, well... 109 actually? I thought, to be honest, I must have misread that, yeah. To be honest, I think in the actual stream I read that as 100 casualties, and I thought it was 100 casualties, but it was 100 casualties the other day. But the fact is, we had 309 casualties this time, 2 destroyed, 3 disabled, 3 disabled. But that's not bad. The fact is, he has 542 casualties here. 16 destroyed, 13 destroyed. That unit was destroyed there, unit destroyed 1. So that's brilliant news. So you can see there, 6 units. When we look over here, 5 units, so not long now. So they're going to attack. We'll just keep attacking now, I think. We'll burn them. This unit will arrive at La Foa tomorrow, which is good news. But in regards to carriers, he's going to have... Whoa, was it like... 4? Maybe 4 or 5 American fleet carriers at this point. I think it's 4. We're aware of 4 anyway. The original 3, and then he did have a 4th one. Maybe he has a 5th one by now, but probably 4 USN fleet carriers. He probably will have a British fleet carrier by this point. We're aware of Hermes. So, yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like I've been trying to... We've been really, I mean, for a long while, we've been thinking about, like, well, where could he potentially be then with his actual carriers? So it's like, as far as it goes, I think he's, like... He's somewhere in this axis, I think, with the carriers. I think he's probably looking towards using New Zealand as his base in the area to, like, raid here. But I think he's potentially in this axis. I mean... I don't know. It's one of these cases of, like, just throw a dart and wherever it lands is potentially where he could be, really, because it's hard to say. But I think he's on that axis. I think he's somewhere along that line. As to how far, I do not know. He could still very well be at Pearl Harbor, really, so it's hard to know there, really. But yeah, as far as it goes, it's like, if he brings carriers, I'm not going to be too worried, really. He's going to attempt to raid, but the thing is, he's going to be raiding in, like, really poor waters, to be fair. Because the thing is, like, well, what's he going to be able to grab? Over here, there is a sub-tender, and a mine tender as well. Well, a mine layer. But, there's not many ships in the actual port. Let's see, I've got these 2 subs. I need these subs to move out, to be honest. Let's see, can I have them form up? Hermes, the last time we saw her was actually in the Java Sea, so she might be in the north end of Java. Can they actually share fuel? No. Bulldog them. Need fuel moving down here. I'm not seeing a submarine here anymore, actually. It would be nice to get fuel down here to Luganville, but I don't know if I want to risk a oiler like this. And to be honest, it might be worthwhile getting this oiler out of here, to be honest. Well, I mean, we've got our G4s and our G3s covering the area around Java. So it's one of these of like, we might eventually pick him up at some point. He might have already evacuated her, that's a thing as well. But we will eventually pick up on the Hermes, whatever the hell she's going to be. He might just look to have her slink out of here, to be honest. Yeah, I think we'll figure out where she is in the future, really, because inevitably she'll reveal herself in some way, shape, or form. We do have these ACMs over here. I'm going to probably get them moving. I don't know. I'm like kind of the opinion, mate, do we try to move the oiler down here? But I don't think it's worth it. I just think the less we have down here, the better. I can move fuel down there, but I can send like a low value. Not a Sparrow, indeed. Not the Hermes, sorry. I said Sparrow there, didn't I? Freudian, was it Freudian slip there? Yeah, these are all big bloody tankers, aren't they? To be honest, I could probably do again the amount of it. Or at least smaller tankers. I've got smaller tankers over there, but I'd like to get some smaller tankers moving. I do have some heading for Babaldoab or other areas out here, so I can get them from there. They will move them to Cal. So we could get smaller tankers and then get them down there. Or I could take one of these tankers and have it moved down to Luganville. A small amount of fuel down there is sufficient enough. Our carrier force is... The main body is at Truck at the moment. The Might of the Kitabatai, the Might of Japan here. The first striking force. They're over here in Truck. They're undergoing repairs at the moment. Like you see here, we do have 6 fleet carriers, 4 battleships, 8 heavy cruisers, 10 DDs, 14 troop transports here. So that's really the body there. We don't really have any other light cruisers or anything. But that's a fair amount of heavy cruiser. Actually, saying that, it says heavy cruiser, but we do have Abakuma. So I don't think that's entirely right. I don't know where 8s come from. Oh, it might be ships that are actually... Well, anyway, this is good news, and this has just arrived. Yeah, that's excellent. So these are additional destroyers, and these are very good destroyers as well, which are going to be running with the Kitabatai, these long-range bad boys. So I'm going to have that disband. There we go. 2 DDs over here as well. These are the Hatcharuhu. I don't know how you really pronounce them. Yeah, they can disband too. Okay. So these guys are undergoing repairs at the moment. Few days. I mean, we're just working on repairing the actual damage. We could repair major damage, but we'd have to sort of be, well... But we're just repairing any damage that we can here. The carriers aren't that heavily damaged. You can see some damage is being repaired, which is good news. I mean, Nagato's going to take some time to be repaired, but she'll eventually be ready for action again. Yeah, we'll get in there. Kotori... Like, I'm working on repairing the actual system damage here. And then the major damage I can't repair at Truck should have to head back to Japan to have that repaired. Cacao can be repaired here at Truck, but I'm repairing the system damage first. Yeah, so they're doing well enough. How's the invasions looking? The invasion's going well over here. We've landed our troops over here, so they're going to be attacking next turn. We're unloading the supply. What supply there is. So we should be able to take control of these bases here pretty quickly. This is still unloading supply over here at the moment. Can't bloody dock it, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll have the aviation tender over here at Samoa next turn, which is good news. So what I can do is actually have that auto-disband once it does arrive there. Do not unload cargo. Yeah, so the good news is they'll be able to have aircraft based out here. They'll be able to run round-the-clock reconnaissance at Port Moresby, which is good news. So what I could do then is actually have the F1M2Ps moved over there. So I'll do that next turn, actually. Can they move to Lay? Sorry, I always get that bloody wrong. Yeah, so they move in there. 2 of them aren't ready at the moment. So if we take a look over here then. So, a little bit of damage there. They should be ready potentially tomorrow. But what I'll do here then is run... we'll just run 50-50 really with the reconnaissance. 50% search, 50% are ready to run that reconnaissance. So yeah, they can run that there. I'll run it at 10,000 feet. But yeah, what we're going to be looking for here then is aircraft on the ground, troop numbers, really if there's any ships in the actual port there. We're just going to try and get an idea of what's actually going on over there at Port Moresby. Potentially what I might do with these bases here is look to use reconnaissance to see if they're empty. Use New Guinea as an airbase to attack Australia. Well, I mean, this is it. If I can take Moresby, then we have control of this area over here, really. And what I'm looking towards doing is just completely controlling the Coral Sea. I mean, I can control this area, but I can't control, obviously, the Australian coastline. I could potentially invade certain parts of Australia in the future, potentially, if things go well in China. But we'll see about that. But Moresby is next on the chopping block, really. We are marching. It's going to take us about a week or two probably to arrive, but eventually we will arrive there. The issue of this is going to take us the longest due to the fact that we are marching in then Jungle Rough and we don't have a road. So it's going to take us even longer to march through. So Jungle Rough we're going to be moving at 4 miles per phase. So it's going to take us a long ass time to march through it, but eventually we will make it through it and we will eventually attack Port Moresby. The thing is, he can't stop it. If it was by ship, he might have been able to cause us issues. He might have been able to suicide into it or send aircraft, but he can't stop it marching overland. So that's fine by me. The thing is, we are going to have to get a lot of supply down here, because obviously we're going to lose a lot, obviously, on this area here. We can move it overland. Obviously, it would have been more efficient to have roads here. The good news is at least I can actually move it via air transport if necessary. Okay, let's see. We have the Murasami over here. What do I have here? Yeah, you're in there. I might just get the Murasami out of here, then. You are a... Yeah, actually a pretty damn good destroyer, to be fair. Righto. Let's take a look. What do I have over here, then? Right. What I'm going to do here, then, actually... You can't dock due to port size. Yeah, transports would be great. Total dock space. Something else docked here. Right. What I'm going to do is undock you. Okay, it would be nice to have a few DDs in the area, so I can have like a small but purposeful force, I suppose you could say. What do I actually have here? These are Kagiro. Yeah, Kagiro's okay. You are Nikazi. A couple of destroyers there. I'm going to have it head back over this way to truck. The reason being, I want the Kitapatai to have the best destroyers. Well, not particularly. This is it. The thing is, it's like, it's a bit of a nebulous term, really. I want them to have the most endurance destroyers, really. But that is definitely the idea. Any questions here by the chat? The reason why I asked that is because I'm replying to a message and it makes me, and it fills the dead air without me looking like an ass. Right, there we go. Okay. So Murasama's going to head back then to track. Pilot train's actually going well. Infinite's been helping me out with that. Mage has been helping me out with that one time to time as well. So it's going well. It's going very well, actually. Right. So they're loading the troops here at the moment. Still some troops, actually. Sure. Yeah, that patrol boat's heading over there. So what we're going to do here then, so that's going to be ours next turn. Well, Gazmarta's going to be ours next turn. So what I'm going to do here then is we'll put the, to be honest, I could put you in here as well, actually. That should be a sufficient amount of transport. But what I'm going to do is actually grab the 11th Air Fleet. Verify. There we go. So we're going to have them. Well, we can't dock them at the moment. But they're going to move into Gazmarta. Yep. The fantastic news is with the Gazmarta, obviously, sorry, with the air fleets over here. So if we take a look. So we have the 11th Air Fleet. So the 11th Air Fleet has a command radius of 5. So every base that's within 5 hexes is able to have aircraft use torpedoes if they can use torpedoes. So Rabal could still use torpedoes. That could use torpedoes. That's out of the area. Well, too far. But it's like it turned this into a actual cluster of bases where if I had aviation support and had bombers, it would be hell for him. Like, you can imagine if his carrier did come up into that actual area of the Solomon Sea, he can't just attack one base. He's going to have to do a lot of different bases in that area. So that's really nice. It gives us a lot of versatility, and Gazmarta is going to be our central base there in that area. We'll probably look towards moving in the future, really. Okay. So they're going to get ready to move out there. Do we have the Sane over there? So what I'm going to do then is... if we take a look then... I mean, I've got the Kimikawa Maru. She doesn't have a huge amount of supply. There's a decent amount of supply on the actual islands, to be fair. You'll run ASW patrols. Right, we'll run... normal surge. Right, you can disband into the port. But what I'm going to do here then is grab the Sata, or Sata. It's Nigh. No. I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice to have fuel down that way, but I don't really have many ships down that way to make it really worthwhile anyway. So that's fine by me. I think what we'll do then is it could either head to the Marshals, but it's potentially under threat. But I think we'll get all the high value ships out of the area, really. I could have it moved to Rabal, where it would be nice to have fuel there, really. Alright, let's take a look. She's still worth 18 points. Well, yeah, 18 points. And it's one of these things as well. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have some fuel over here at Tulagi as well. At least it gives us some fuel in between here and there. Let's see, are you... how big? Right. And I could potentially have her dock. So I think we'll do that then. I think we'll have a dock unload the fuel here at Tulagi. At least that gives me some fuel in between the area that I can make use of, really. So replenishment. Sata. I can't dock. God damn it. Well, unload. I'll just give you the actual destroyer in here then to help protect you. Okay, what we'll do here then, we'll grab this destroyer. She can act as an additional escort there. While you're moving down there, you're on ASW combat as well, which is fine. That sub's moving out there. Moving east. It does make me wonder why he's moving his submarines east. I mean, is he moving them into the Dutch East Indies, which could make sense? Okay. What I'm going to do here then is grab all our ships, put them into the one task force there. Gives us more security there. So they're going to head into Koh Pang. Right, all Jakes flying night operations can do that. Well, all aircraft actually flying night operations can do that. Change them to the day. Okay, we'll run that then. So you no longer really need to run that long-range conveyor patrol there. What I'll do then is put you down there. So 30% rest, you're using the drop tanks, which is good news. The thing is, 12 hexes from Gandhari. Where's that put us? That's 15 hexes. I need more supply over here at Makassar. The thing is, there's a lot of aircraft there. So you can fly 6 hexes. Right, their range is 11 hexes. The reason being I do not want to have them fly out unescorted. 11 hexes here is sufficient anyway in this area. It covers this area here. Once I can actually have the drop tanks available here, I can make more use of this. Okay, we do have these additional APDs over here now, which is great. Right. So they're on ASW. Let's see. Amphibious. Some elements of the Naval Guard over here. It'd be nice to have some Naval Guard over there just to hold the base so he doesn't have the Dutch unit walk back into it. Right, the knife is over there. Well, what we'll do then is look at the knife. Okay, that's easy to move. Right, these guys can move the... They can move elements of the 82nd Naval Guard. At least then that gives me ability to take the other bases in this area here as well. Now, loading is pending due to the fact that they're still unloading, isn't it? So, shit. Should have checked that. Oh, that's fine, we'll just wait for that. Right, we'll grab the Hagi. Or Haji. So, she's going to load up the remnants of the 9th. There we go. Have you undocked actually, so you don't use more than you need there. So you're going to move to Kendari and then move back. You're unloading here. Good. Right, now you're unloading. I've got these other APDs here, that's good news. I think what I'm going to do here is just have them grab supply. They can take it to Makassar. They can dock actually, get them loaded up quick. They're only carrying about 800 tons of packs, but that's still not bad. I think they can only carry... I don't know if they can carry that much. How much do they carry? Sorry, no, 300 tons. I wish it was 800 tons. I don't know why you never laid your mines. I don't get that one. F knows. Right, these ships that aren't doing anything, they can be unloaded. Well, disbanded. How you doing there, pirate? Same here. Right, they're unloading supply, which is good news. Right, they're heading into port. So take the base tomorrow at Namla, which is good news. So yeah, we'll have the casino more than likely at Kopang tomorrow then. The good news is there's actually 3,480 tons of supply. We do have 7,000 tons of supply actually aboard the ships there, aboard the actual submarine tender, obviously the casino herself as well. Which is excellent. That means that we can actually rearm. We can rearm sorties. I don't know if we can rearm the battleships, but we can rearm a decent amount there. But the good news is, like, once we can get fuel down there, because what I'll probably do is I'll just use the actual transports at Kopang and use them as, like, basically fuel. Like, vampires, like, nah. I'd use them for the fuel. Then we could also use the actual detachment to just break it up and take the other islands in the area as well, potentially. But yeah, we just need to take everything as quickly as possible, really. Deny him bases. I mean, these aren't exactly amazing, but it'd be nice to capture them. There's really jack all here, really. Yeah, jack all. Yeah, but not exactly the most important bases. That one you actually need a garrison as well, so bugger that. Alright, so we're going to be looking towards taking these soon. They're going to be heading out to take these two oil centers out, which is good news. I think once I can actually run the long range, run with the drop tanks from Makassar, then I can actually run, like, fighter escorts over the actual task forces in an area. Once I can do that, then I'm going to look towards actually landing over there at Balikpapan. So it's not going to be that long before we actually go for Balikpapan, really, and that side of Borneo. We're going to be landing at Singkawang in the next 2-3 days, which is good news. So we're making good progress. We are making good progress, like solid progress. We're loading up some additional troops over here as well, which is good. Yeah, you're going to be a fast transport. We do have other ships over here about Babaldwarb I can make use of. Excuse me. Yeah, they could be transferred to Baker Island in the future, potentially. Or even, yeah, well, this is it, like, I need to find a way to make use of the Gents, really. But they're alright where they are, I suppose. I will need more supplies down here shortly. But I can get that moving. Right there, heading out. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We're just getting the vast majority of our forces out of the area that we don't need down here. I'm unloading the fuel over here at Tulagi, so at least I'll actually have some fuel here at Tulagi. Which is good news, because then that gives me something of an in-between base there. I could then have, like, an actual tanker move down to Tulagi and move it down to, like, Luganville, for example. Once we feel safer in the area. Like, I do worry about this area. I do think that we will probably see some sort of carrier action in the near future. It's probably inevitable. So I'm just trying to get things out of the area, really. I think it's just really being prudent. I don't know how the siege is going over here at Bataan. I'd imagine we're doing well enough. So we're going to be hitting the airfield out here. We're going to be waiting. Yeah, to be honest, it's going to be a fairly quiet turn next turn, to a degree. Over here at Copa, I'm going to go rest and train, then. Yeah. It's not a bad idea, I suppose. Right, so what I could potentially do then is have the Ashigara just disbanded to the port. I might just have them disbanded to the port, to be honest. Well, I've got ships heading over here. It's one of the... Well, I'm just not too keen on sending these ships out this way. I can do with assets over here. I've got the fast transport moving there, so I'll just use that to take the bases. And we do have the other assets moving here. It's just I don't really want to quite put these guys into threat. And to be honest, I really do need to figure out where I want them. It's either here and use them to take the Dutch East Indies, or have them moved out elsewhere to where they could potentially be useful. In fact, I'll just disband them for the time being. They're not doing anything right now. We do still have a Shoho out here. We're just using her for resizing at the moment, along with the Mizuho. But I think we'll be getting ready to move these Shoho out very shortly, actually. Very soon. Okay. So I've got some oilers over here. Dock them up. I can't remember exactly where they were from, but we'll have them start loading fuel, actually. Oh, you're doing the actual supply transport to Chichijima, aren't you? That's true. I mean, that's a lot. I think what I'm going to do here then is take out 3. These are good patrol boats as well, actually. Really good patrol boats. In fact, I'll have them move up towards this end. So it's worthwhile having additional patrol boats up that way. Beauties as well, I suppose what we can do with them in the near future is I can use them as fast transports to move supply up and around this area, or cargo up and around this area as well. Which would be handy enough. We'll be looking towards the illusions in March time, I reckon. How are these guys doing? You're unloading supply here. You're still unloading, okay. Yeah, the good thing is like we actually have a little bit of fuel here, which is handy. Very handy to actually have that there. Just got the 2 aircraft over here at the moment. That's fine. We're still building up the airfield here, which is good news. I mean, we're still, to be honest, we've got a level 3 airfield at Luganville. I might build it up to a level 4 airfield. But it's one of those where it's getting quite expensive in terms of supply, but I suppose it's worthwhile. Build it up to a level 4, and then it could act as its own hub. I could potentially have the actual air fleet move down there to Luganville, potentially, if we need be. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We have a few numbers of aircraft that we do need to actually upgrade. Now, to be honest, I'm actually genuinely surprised that we didn't actually hit a combat air patrol over Rangoon last turn, so that was rather surprising, actually. We still run the reconnaissance, which is fine, but we know he's got a decent amount there. We know we can overpower him in terms of fighters, so I suppose I was kind of hoping that we'd go into the actual combat air patrol over there, but he had it stood down there, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Kind of hoping we might have been able to get the drop on him, but maybe he suspected that we would have had like a escort on the way or something of that nature, so god damn him. But I think what we're going to do then is look to move a squadron over here. How's this base going? I think what I'm going to do is move the 14th Sentai to Bangkok. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to run just a 30% combat air patrol over the actual base. Have them just stood down resting, really. These guys are resting. But I think what we're going to do then is we'll burn off that fatigue there. But I think what we'll do then is in the turn after, we'll look to bomb Rangoon. But what I'll do then is I'll have a very heavy amount of, well, escort. So we'll have an escort and we'll have an actual sweep over the actual base. But yeah, we're going to manage things, really. So I think a strong initial... I mean, this is it. If we can actually find his combat air patrol and deal with them, then we should be able to knock it out. Can I split that unit? Unfortunately not. Yeah. Yeah, which is not a bad idea. I think what I might do with these other bombers then is have them actually start targeting Singapore. Let's take a look. What do we have here in terms of aviation support? Yeah, I don't have a huge amount. Right, okay, I think we will begin the bombing of that base of Singapore, really, the airfield at least. The reason being just trying to hit his actual supply there, force him to use the AA. I still regret that bloody mistake from a few turns ago when we lost a good number of them, but it is what it is. And I preferred them closer, but what we'll do then is obviously just have them flying. And obviously we'll have a few breakdowns, but we're on the rail lines, we can make use of them. I can move them to other bases, really. But it would be nice to actually get the additional firepower down there. I might just use them every odd turn, really. But we'll have them target the actual airfield over here at Singapore. 17,000 feet. Right, so okay, 21, 2A, Lily's, Sally's over here then to attack. I think this is it. If we've got the range, we might as well get him over there. Make him just use more and more flak, more supply. Firing over time, really. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think I really need you here anymore. It might be worthwhile to still have some patrol boats out this way. Though saying that, what I'll do is have them head over there to Marie. We know there's submarines out there, so more patrol boats are welcome. And I do have my claws over here. They're not really very good, but I could use them just to escort and then have... well, what's their range, actually? Their range with the drop tanks is 6 hexes at max. So let's see here. We'll have them on escort, but I'm going to have them actually rest to get rid of that actual fatigue there. So rest. So what I potentially could have them do is they could be positioned over here at Chiang Mai with just a little bit of aviation support, which we will have on its way. Yeah, there goes, just arrived. These guys need to go into combat mode. Yeah. So we do have a little bit of AV over here then. So what I could do is actually have the A5M4s actually based there. So what we could do then is potentially have the 2 K-43 1C squadrons actually sweep in Rangoon. Well, one sweep, then another sweep the next turn, and like one sweep, one stood down, one sweep, one stood down sort of thing. Like, manage our fatigue. The good news is we do have a lot of strength in those K-43s, so it's not like he can actually just avoid it. So I'll move you over there to join the rest of your squadron. This is it. I suppose it's one of these things. It was almost like shooting our load a little bit too early there at Bangkok. But it is what it is. I generally did expect to actually encounter combat patrol, but I suppose this is how it goes. But it's good to see that there are 40 bombers over here then. So, what I'll do then is wait for these guys to be ready next turn. Right, completely rest. There we go. So 6 RTA there. I'm gonna attempt to move to Modern Mine, but I might just keep them here at Avoid, to be fair. Damaged, isn't it? I don't know, it's one of these things really. Let's take a look at the actual terrain here. It's jungles. I don't know, we'll get it into position, I suppose. Okay. Right, I've got some smaller tankers over here. They're good. These are what I need. So what I'm going to do here then... grab these smaller boys. There's no actual escort available at the moment, but what I'm going to do is have them load fuel. Right, I'm going to grab that patrol boat there. We'll go you here as well, actually. But I'll keep you there. It's nice to have something in the area. Something in repair here at Hakadati. Wait, you told me I had a patrol boat there. Yeah, thought so. There's actually a shipyard repair here. Jesus, it actually is. That's something I didn't expect. You're loading resources here for some reason. I think I had you here to actually have you able to move something out, which is fine. Yeah, that's true. If I'm going to have them disband for the time being. I contemplated like having some mines laid here, but I think it's one of those where is it really worthwhile? Like, that'd be a nice area to have mines, but obviously then they're going to degrade quite quickly, aren't they? But it still might not be a bad idea just to have some mines there. It would actually help the situation. But the thing is, well... I'd rather have them in a base, and then at least they're actually not going to atrophy as quickly. I think we get more use out of them, really, which is quite nice. Paramashiro Jima might be worthwhile having mines at, but then again, I don't particularly think so. Right, so we're still building up the airfield over here at Lucanville. It's nearly at level 2, which is nice. Okay. So yeah, I think we are more or less here, more or less done here with the actual turn. We do have a lot of things ongoing, really. Things are going well enough, actually. Looking forward to it. I might consider actually having a bombardment every now and then just to make him use additional supply, but then again, there's no point. He has a lot of guns here. And yeah, the constant bombing is going to, like, use supply anyway, so that's fine by me. If he's fortifying the base, then that's fine. He's going to use additional supply. Though it might be worthwhile to actually hit the airfield. Let's see. I think we'll switch over to just hitting the airfield, actually. Chance to hit the actual airbase supply as well is really worthwhile. God damn it. Yeah, I can use the DVA ones against them here soon enough. And these guys make for good target practice, to be honest. I wouldn't be too surprised if the G3M2 squadron skills are going up. Some of them are, like, never such as going up there, which is good. But yeah, it's keeping them sharp, which is good news. Maybe I get the Claws moving out at the moment. I could have them moved over here. So what's this? The 41st Guards Battalion. Not really what I want here. Small unit though, isn't it? I think I'll get them moving now, but at least they're in position, aren't they, in the future? Makes more sense like that. So I'll move them out to Bangkok. And there we go. So over here at Bangkok at the moment, I don't quite have enough aviation support, but obviously we'll have it moving. Yeah, and be reinforced soon enough. Have the Royal Thai Army here. Yeah, we do have the actual 22nd Air Force on the way, which is over here at the moment, which is good news. So this is it. We'll have that in position. We do have that Koi there. This is how long it takes when they're not in position. Like, those guys have been marching for a long-ass time. But yeah, we'll have a 22nd Air Flotilla over here, which is going to give us that additional aviation support. It'll give us the ability to actually use torpedoes as well, which would be very nice. But yeah, we're going to look to just harass him at Rangoon. I think once we do have additional supply down here at Makassar, what I'm going to be looking towards doing then is just harassing him, just sweeping the actual airfield over here. Like, he does have 57 fighters, but the thing is, once I actually get sufficient number of fighters, I can really, well, deal with that without much in the way of problem. But I suppose the thing is really, if we are going for the airfields, it is absolutely essential that we do have the means to actually hit the airfields every time. It's one of those, if we don't have anything, then it kind of is a worthless endeavour, I suppose you could say. Over here, I mean, it was interesting to see him actually bombard. I mean, if he continues to bombard, then that's fine by me, because that's using just supply there. Like, he used supply, and that what did it do for him? It forces us to use supply as well, which isn't great. But I can fly supply in here, really. We'll sort it out soon enough, really. Ideally, we can rearm the battleships, and we'll have the battleships going and bombard Ambon again, which is good news. Just break them down like that, really. Okay. These guys. Yep, you're resting. How goes the extra repairs over here at Midway? Let's get in there, slowly but surely. Very slowly, but it will eventually get there. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually have you head south as well. I think it's kind of useless to have them and just doing nothing. Might as well get use out of them. So, you can head down here to Tulagi as well. There we go. Feeling fairly good about this. I think we are pretty much ready for the turn to be over here, to be honest. Yeah, so we'll be marching across the causeway at Singapore, then we'll reach it in the next few days there, really. It will take a lot of losses there, but that's fine. The thing is, we fully expect that to happen. Right, you're moving additional supply there into Kotoburu, which is good news. Need more supply in Malaya. We're going to ready ourselves then for the air offensive against Rangoon then in the next few turns. I think 23 bombs is plenty. We just have a small amount of them flying each time. Keep the vast majority of them rest and just do it like that. We're set up in China. Yeah. So not be that long before we are ready. Right. So ideally we'll take on additional replacements by having the units separated here. Once we actually have this hex here, once I do march a unit from here back into Changsha, then as we take control of that actual hex, then we can really start looking at the alternative option here to flank him over here at Hangyang. Let's see, what do I have here? So I do have this infantry battalion. It's not the largest unit ever. But I'll have it move up over there. If I'm actually saying that, do I need to garrison Kukong? I do need to garrison Kukong, so I'm going to keep you here at Kukong. So yeah, you can go into rest mode. At least then we have an actual unit here to look after it. Because the 23rd headquarters is moving up there. They're going to move up there towards south of Hangyang ultimately. So that'll be worthwhile. Gives us something additional there. Additional support, which is good news. Right, okay. I might look at actually having those fortress guns moved elsewhere in the future, actually. That's a big gun. Okay, you're moving fuel down there. I can take some of these guys and have them head down to Luganville, for example. Yes, we are moving a decent amount of fuel and supply. These guys are headed down to truck. Which would be good. Obviously, I can use them in the Pacific, really, which would be very handy. Having aviation support able to be moved there. It's like having a koi, basically. A koi able to move out at will is really superb. Obviously, it can be destroyed, obviously, by the normal means. But it's not super likely. Right. Yeah, I'm feeling like we're at the end here. So if we take a look then, operations report, not operations report, sorry, the weather reports. We're looking at clear skies. I think this is the best we'll probably get down there. I mean, they're just moving direct. Yeah, they're moving direct southwest. I mean, this is it. It's like these guys are 8 hexes away, so that's fine. We're still going to have all this search out here. These guys are going to be carrying out the same missions. Yeah, same missions here. Got us a naval attack ready. So Zuruho has 200 sorties. 52 sorties here then. So we still have a decent amount of sorties. We've still got a decent amount of bloody cap as well, which is good news. So yeah, I feel fairly confident. I think if we have the carriers like move into mutual supporting range as well, that's quite good. We'll be able to actually finish, well, have them merge next turn. So I think we'll spend another turn out here in this area and then we'll head back, turn tail and head back to Kopang, really go rearm, refuel as well, and then potentially head over here to the north, but we'll see really. It's one of those of, well, what can you do about it? Not terribly much, and if we can rearm with torpedoes, then we become exceptionally more deadly, well, especially more deadly. Which is excellent. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Well, yeah, our control looks more confident each and every day now. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. Definitely learnt the lessons, and we continue to learn. Well, I mean, a surface raid is a idea, but the thing is, it's like I can't really spare warships to a degree. He may have surface raiders out here as well, if you're meaning in his terms. Which is why I'd like to have them, like, head back together. I might take another heavy cruiser around from over here or something and have it embedded in with the Midikabadai. Or even a battleship or something like that, maybe. But then again, battleships are bloody, they chug that fuel. Moving west. Moving northwest. We know it's got a submarine over here at Makassar. We know there's the S-37 over here at Kandari, but we did hit the sub there pretty hard. Yeah, we're really just getting ready to break out of this area. Yeah, they do hit hard. It's one of those, isn't it? We'll see, really. We'll see. Okay. So we'll take these bases next turn then, which is good news. I mean, it's nice, because normally these are garrisoned as well, which is nice. I can take a random here and survive, yeah, pretty much. We're moving these guys out here then to take these additional bases. Yeah. Gazmars will be ours next turn. So any supply he has on the island will dissipate with that. I mean, this unit's just stood there. I don't know why it's just stood there. To be honest, I could just use it for training. A few of them in maintenance there. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's a temptation to actually take that supply and load it over here at Lucanville, actually. Or I could move it over here to Tulagi. Or even over here, actually. No, get them out. Keep them going. Might unload it at Tulagi, but we'll see. I'm just got to get things out of this area, really. I've got to get out of the habit of just having things near the front lines. Okay, so we take a look then. So he's not got a huge amount of numbers as far as I can tell. Okay. 6 ships of Zeros are doing well enough. There's a damn good number of them, really, so it's very nice. I think what we'll do then is, well, I suppose soon we'll be looking towards having these Zeros either transferred down south to combat his forces down there, or, to be honest, I think having the A5M4s and the K5-3s might be alright then, actually. That would be nice to have the Zeros. The other thing is, Surface Raider might draw out his carriers if he takes a bait. Yeah, potentially so, potentially so. It's one of those, really, isn't it? I think if we actually have an idea of what's in the area, then we could potentially use Surface Raiders. But it's difficult when you operate in any waters, really. So close to his bases over here, we don't know what he might have. I mean, Coco's Island might be like potentially like some sort of like patrol stop or something like that. Even Christmas Island, potentially so. But yeah, we'll figure that one out as we go, really. So yeah, a lot of things in transit at the moment. The good news is the turns do get quicker because a lot of stuff is already ongoing. These guys are heading back to upgrade, which is good news. Okay. Yeah. As far as it goes in the south, it's looking good. Ideally, we do crush another unit tomorrow. But the fact that that unit's gone, it's not the largest unit in... I think it's like a battalion and it's like a brigade there. But it'll not be that long before the other units do start going as well. So that'll be brilliant news there, really. So I'd like to say a big thank you here, guys. I think I'll send the turn over this turn. This night. There we go. Now, what I'll do is actually quickly save it first and foremost. 59.2. AFM. Okay, what do we call it? What do we call it? Indeed, Vampire Line. Yeah, this is a name sometimes. Yeah, we're done with the turn here. I don't think there's really anything else we can do at the moment. Not as many attacks this time round, really, which is nice. Indeed, for the Emperor. Are you in Canada? That's pretty awesome, my dude. I hope you're having a nice time. Right, just double check it's saved. Yeah, I'm looking forward to moving that base force down there. I'm just trying to figure out a bloody name for it now. In your PJs, that sounds good, my dude. Me too. Okay. We'll go with the first Rangoon Raiders. Something of our own flying tigers, I suppose you could say. And there we go. Yeah, he sees the save name. Like he called his Tortugas Tail Swift for some reason. No, I don't know. But there we go, all done. Until 1060 next time, then. Thank you very much for that, guys. If you do enjoy my content, please do consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And the most important thing here, then, is if you know people that are interested in this sort of stuff or like their history, do share. It's really, really important to share the videos here, share the channel as well, because it helps me grow as a content creator, which is fantastic. It means I get to do more stuff and make more content, which is awesome. So, thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening, and an even better day. Until next time. Tenno, Heika, Banzai. See you later, guys.